Hi guys, nice to meet you if you're new here, nice to see you if you're not new here. How's it going? I'm Lara. Today we're reading a lot. Not today, but over the next week, we're reading a lot. As we know, if you've watched my last video, I've been in like a little slump. And the last book I read, really good, loved it. And it kind of got me moving on. I was excited to read books, but I've still been just so not concentrated on my books when I read that I'm only reading a couple of pages at a time, and then I'm putting it down and doing whatever else that I want to do that's not reading. I wanted to film a reading vlog, but I wanted to do something that would also challenge me a little bit. So we're going to be reading 200 pages a day for a week. The week might be 5 days. It might be 5 days, but it could also be 7 days. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. We'll see what we're doing. I'm going to try and read 200 pages every single day. Trying is the key word. It is the key word because I don't know if I can do it. I'm definitely gonna try though. We're gonna try, as I've said. Today is actually Friday and it's 11. I do have stuff to do later on today, so we're gonna try and get most of my 200 pages done earlier before I have to go do my other stuff. That's basically the intro. I think this will be very challenging, honestly. I think this is going to be a tad bit challenging because especially over the last couple of weeks I've really not been reading much, but even if I am picking up a book, I'm reading between 5 and 20-ish pages, sometimes a little bit more depending on what I'm doing, or I'm just not reading at all. So we're starting off by reading Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I'm 150 pages into this book right now. I've been reading it over the last week slowly, but honestly, this book is so good. I am loving everything about this book. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really having so much fun reading this book. This book is about Scarlett, who is set to get married, but she's always wanted to go watch Caraval. It's this game that happens, I believe, every single year, once a year. When she was younger, she would write these letters to Legend because she wanted to go see the game. And then when she is of a certain age and she's getting ready to be married off, but she receives this invitation to go watch Caraval before her wedding, she goes to Caraval, but her sister gets kidnapped. That's part of the game, is to find her sister. It's really interesting. I am absolutely loving it. I don't think I explained it very well, but it's honestly just something to go into, but I'm having so much fun reading it, and I think I'm gonna love this series so far. I mean, 150 pages in, and there's not one thing I don't like about this book. I love the characters. I love the concept of Caraval. I'm on page 147, so I'm gonna try and read 200 pages of this today. The goal is 200 pages a day. More than 200 pages, really great, really cool. That would be amazing, but I would like to try and at least get to 200 pages. Okay, sir. So let's go read 200 pages. Let's go start reading. cannot believe what I just read. I cannot believe what I just read. Honestly, what's going on? What? I swear, every single time I stop recording, something happens. I'm literally flabbergasted. Again. Oh my gosh. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday now. It's 11 in the morning. Last night we were talking a little bit. I was a bit shocked by the book. The goal is to read 200 pages a day. I finished this book yesterday. After my 200 pages, I would have had about 60-ish pages to go. And on that 200 page mark, it ended on a chapter. It ended on a cliffhanger chapter. And I was like, I gotta read the next chapter. And then I've got to read the next chapter. And then I'm gonna finish the book because why not? Because I'm almost there, why not? I think I stayed up till about 1 a.m. finishing this book. And that's late. That is so late. Never me. Never me. I don't know what the rating is. I don't know. I will have to think on it because I really enjoyed this book. I really love this world. I love the characters. I loved all the twists and turns that I was getting. I wasn't expecting to be shocked so much, especially towards the ending of the book, the last 100 pages. What is going on? What is going on right now? I have picked out 2 books for my next read for today. The first one is Assistant to the Villain. This is on my March TBR. It's been on my TBR for a while. And my mom really liked this book. I'm gonna try and give it a shot, but this is on my TBR. I read the first page and I was like, oh, okay, not too bad. It's about an assistant to the villain. Assistant to the Villain is a laugh out loud fantasy romance with severed heads hanging from the office ceiling and employees betting on which interns will be fed to the dragon. The other book that I have on my TBR is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This is a romance, but it's a paranormal romance between a vampire and a werewolf. And it's, I think, Marriage of Convenience. I think it's Marriage of Convenience. I'm not really sure. I want to read this book, but I also want to save this book for when I'm really needing like a pick-me-up because I'm so excited for this book. This is on my TBR, but I'm not reading it right now. The next book I'm going to read is Assistant to the Villain. Well, I have 200 pages to read of this today. And that's almost the entire book because this book is 340 pages. Also the font in it. This is a large paperback. Can you tell? I don't really know. I think I'm gonna try and read outside because it's really nice outside. Let's go try and read 200 pages of this book today. You guys, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. I'm so sorry to my mom. I want to apologize to my mom. I'm so sorry. But I don't think I can do this. So I'm about, let's see, I'm 34 pages into this book. I don't know. Okay, so for starters, let me know if you agree. But when a book is printed in a certain font, it bothers me. And the font of this book is really bothering me. So that's number one. That's number one. And I know that's probably so annoying. It's probably so annoying. I think this is going to have to be an audiobook if I'm being 100% honest. I don't think I can physically read this book because I'm really trying. I'm really trying. And it's not that this book is bad, but something is like not turning. The gears are not going. The gears are not grinding. Yikes. I texted her that I was reading this book. She was so excited. Again, I got 34 pages into that book. That took me over an hour to read those 34 pages. And I typically read about 50-ish pages an hour. I'm in the mood to read, but I don't want to feel like I'm dreading that I'm reading, if that makes any sense. Like, I'm reading and my brain is like, it feels like it's slowly turning off is what's happening. Maybe. Do I want to get my heart broken right now? I think, you know, it's so funny to me. I'm just such a liar. I literally say no romance. Like, I'm not feeling like a romance. I'm feeling a fantasy. I'm a liar. I'm a liar. Okay, I think we're gonna read Daisy Haites because I've been putting this book off because of what happened at the end of Long Way Home. Maybe we'll actually get to our 200-page goal today. 167 pages is what I need to read of this book. I think that'll be easy. Let's go read this book. It's Sunday. I haven't recorded a single thing today, nor have I updated you since yesterday. Yesterday, I can't even tell you how many pages I read. We were having movie night with some friends. And then we got back and it was like 11 o'clock. I was like, I have to read. So I read a little bit, came upstairs, laid in bed and read for a little bit, and I was like, I can't hold my eyes open any longer. I don't even know what I'm reading at this point. So I didn't finish the 200 pages yesterday. I actually had like 40 some pages to go. I think it was 44 pages that I didn't read. Yes, I did fail yesterday. Literally the second day I failed reading 200 pages. Reading 200 pages is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I choose to read 50 pages every now and then. Sometimes I'll read 100. 200 pages though, I think it'll be like a little hard, but I don't think it'll be that hard. It's been difficult. If you remember, on Friday I read about 255 pages. Did I fail that bad? Did I? Because the day before I read more. Anyways, I'm just making up excuses for you not to be mad at me. I failed yesterday. Today though, I have been reading. I just haven't recorded any because I groom dogs and I groomed some dogs this morning. So I really didn't have time to record anything. Last night I finished on page 123. So I need to make it to 323 today. I'm currently on 254. And it's 5:30. If you haven't read the Magnolia Parks universe, there's 5 books out right now. Both the Daisy Haites books, second and fourth book, they're all in the same timeline, so everything is happening at the same time. And sometimes you're getting scenes repeated just from a different person's point of view, but they are completely opposite worlds. Like they're in the same group, the same people are in these books, but they are very on opposite sides. And I can't tell you why. But they're an opposite. Like Daisy and Magnolia are completely different people, completely different lives that they're living. Where Magnolia Parks Long Way Home picked up, this one is starting to pick up like that, like in the same time, and I'm excited. is Monday. It's 4 o'clock. I feel like I've been absolutely terrible about recording myself when I'm reading. I'm almost done with this book. I have actually about 20 pages left in this book, and I am so nervous. I have grown to love these characters so much. Love Daisy and her crew. I'm just a bystander in real life watching these people in London go out to lunch or go shopping or argue or whatever they're doing. It feels so real. And I mean, there's plenty of books that I've read that feel real. Chestnut Springs, absolutely loving it, but I'm so terrified to read the rest of this book. I'm so terrified. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'm shaking in my boots right now. I'm scared. Today so far, I've read, when I finish this book, I would have read 110 pages, so I'll have 90 more pages to go for today. I don't know what book I'm gonna pick next. I might pick something on my Kindle, just because we all feel like we read faster on a Kindle. I don't think we do. I just feel like I do. You know, just the tapping constantly just makes me feel like I'm doing a good job. So I might pick something on my Kindle, but right now I'm gonna go finish these last 20 pages. Hey, could you guess what date it is? It's Thursday. This challenge ended on Tuesday for me, and I was going to talk to y'all on Wednesday, but yesterday was actually my husband's birthday, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna just spend the day with him and then I'll talk to y'all on Thursday. So that's what we're doing now. The challenge is over. I didn't do great. I am a failure. We're gonna have to try this again another time, but this is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. This is so much harder than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, the cat's here. This was actually really difficult, reading 200 pages every single day for 5 days straight. I failed. So I failed on Saturday, I think. Saturday, I think I only read 140 or 60 pages. Saturday, I failed. Sunday, I did my 200. Monday, I did my 200. Tuesday, you wanna know how many pages I read on Tuesday? On Tuesday, I only read about 50 pages. I don't know the exact number. I think I read from page 90 to page 146. So that's just a little over, that's 56 pages, guys. That's 56 pages. That's 144, because we're math geniuses here. That is 144 pages less than I was supposed to read. And so I failed. The last day I failed. Woo. I am reading, I think it's called Off to the Races. I'm reading Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. It's the Gold Rush Ranch series. It's before Chestnut Springs, and they're actually interconnected series. There's a character that pops up in the first book of the Gold Rush Ranch series that has something to do with Chestnut Springs, but you don't get much of this character. So I think they're gonna maybe they're gonna have a book in this series. I have no clue. I am still only less than 200 pages into the book. So on Tuesday I failed. Obviously I failed. Like I said, this is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. You really have to dedicate the time to read 200 pages every single day. And if you're not super into the book, it's hard because I am not liking this book. I will be 110% honest with you. I don't like this book that much. And it's very possible because it's the first book in the series. When the first time I read Chestnut Springs, I've only read it one time. When I started Chestnut Springs, when I read Flawless, I didn't absolutely love Flawless. I was kind of just like, okay, but I've grown to love Flawless and I've grown to love the characters. I love the female main character in Flawless, but I kind of just had this thing with Rhett that I didn't absolutely love. And I read Heartless, and I've gained an appreciation after finishing Chestnut Springs for Flawless. I'm reading Off to the Races right now, and I don't like the male main character. Something about his attitude, something about the way he carries himself, I don't like him at all. It could just be a me personal thing. I'm gonna continue this book. I'm not gonna DNF this book because I want to read the rest of the series. The second half of the book is getting better than the first half. It seems like I'm in the minority about my opinion on this book, which it's okay to not love a book that everybody else loves. I absolutely love Elsie Silver's writing. I love all of her female main characters. Billy in this book, funny, hilarious, love. If you don't know, this book is about racing, like horse racing. You're grooming horses, you're racing horses, you're talking about jockeys, you're talking about the health of horses, training horses, and it's just so much fun. I just don't like the male main character that much. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I love Elsie Silver. All the love to Elsie Silver. Love. Love. One of my favorite authors ever, Elsie Silver. Okay. With that being said, I will continue the series, but sometimes you just don't love the first book in a series, and that's okay. That is okay. But don't be mad at me if you love this book. Don't be mad at me. I'm so sorry. Let's recap. I started this challenge on Friday. On Friday, I started with Caraval. I still don't have really a rating for this book. I'm going to give you just an idea. On Friday, we started with Caraval. I was about 150 pages into this book, and I finished it on Friday. I couldn't stop reading. I loved it. And I know some people say they don't love this series. This is going to be one of my favorite series. The setting of this book, it gets my heart racing. This book is following Scarlet. Every single year when Scarlet was younger was Caraval. Caraval came around. It's like this game. You can either participate in this game or you can watch this game, but it's very magical. At the end, you win a prize. Scarlet has written letters to Legend himself every single year when she was a kid, begging him to come to the island that she lives on. He never came. And now Scarlet is set to get married. And what do you know? Legend's like, hey, you're invited to Caraval. She's invited to Caraval. She goes to Caraval. Her sister gets kidnapped, and the objective of the game is to find Scarlet's sister, and the winner gets a prize. You're following Scarlet and all these clues and finding her sister and this magical stuff, and just honestly so fun, so fun. I did kind of just tell you what this book is about, but I went into this book not really understanding what it was about. Even after I read the summary, I was a little confused on what I was getting myself into. I loved this book, and this is not even the best book of the series. What am I getting into? What am I getting into? This was so amazing. Honestly, I don't know the rating to this book. I literally have, in my reading journal, I've left this book blank. If you can see, I've left this book blank because I don't know what to rate it. I'm in the middle of a 4.75 and a 5-star. And that's a bit annoying. I know, that's annoying. Why not just give it a 5-star? My 5 stars should be given to books that I had emotions over. I had so many emotions. I cried, I laughed. That's just how I feel. Like, the only 5-star I've given this year is The Jesset Air, And that book made me laugh, giggling, screaming, kicking my feet, crying. That's what I think a 5-star should make me feel. Yes, I love this book, but I didn't feel every single emotion with it. But it was so amazing. So I think I'm gonna settle on a 4.75 star, very close to a 5-star, but I think other books in this series is going to be a 5-star possibly. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers. I'm loving this though. I love the world. I love the characters, the banter, the magic. It's not like witch magic, but there's just magician type things. This was such a fun ride. I don't have any bad things to say about this book. I don't. And Stephanie Garber is also becoming one of my favorite authors because I loved Once Upon a Broken Heart series and I'm loving this. This was great. This was great. I highly recommend you read it. And also, if you are familiar, if you watch my March TBR video, I did Instagram pics my TBR but with emojis over it. And I personally think my emojis went fairly well. I'm so conflicted. If you follow me on Goodreads, you'll know what I rate this eventually. But I don't know. Then on Saturday, I started Daisy Haites The Great Undoing. Saturday and Sunday, I read Daisy Haites The Great Undoing. Undo it did. It's the great undoing of my heart as I know it. Okay. I talked a little bit about this book, but it is the 4th book in a series, so I don't want to talk too much about it. Magnolia Parks is... it's like you're watching a reality show. Really, it's like you're watching a reality show. I talked about how these characters feel real. They feel like they live in London because of the way that Jessa Hastings writes her books. She writes it just so spectacular, really. This book is Daisy, and might I just say, I just absolutely love anything from Daisy Haites' book's point of view because there's multiple characters in here. There's multiple characters, but I just love anything Daisy Haites related. Magnolia Parks is fun, don't get me wrong. I love Daisy's books so much. I'm so deeply rooting for these people, and I think that's just not the majority. It seems that I just disagree with everybody in this video. I am disagreeing with most people, it feels. It feels. Because the couple I'm rooting for is not the couple I think most people root for. I think they're rooting for these other people or whatever. I'm rooting for these people, okay? I am rooting for these people. And the last page, it's like Jessa knows how to write a final page. I also really didn't get very many answers that I was hoping to get, but it makes sense again because anytime you get a Daisy book, it is in the same exact timeline as the Magnolia book, just from these people's point of view, and that's exactly what it is. I dropped an egg the other day in the kitchen when I was making breakfast. That's my heart right now. But I'm rooting for these people so hard. I am a fan in the crowd with a sign rooting for you, okay? I love these characters. I'm rambling about this book. I gave this book a 4.5 star. It wasn't quite a 5-star. Those are the books that I read in this video. I finished 2, I put down 1, and I haven't finished my next one. But this was fun. It was actually so challenging, so incredibly challenging to read 200 pages every single day. I did not succeed in this challenge whatsoever. I didn't succeed at all. But it's okay. Maybe we'll try again. Maybe we'll try and do another 200 pages every single day and maybe make it 7 days. But I am officially out of my book slump. I'm officially out of my book slump because these 2 books really did it for me. Really. I read Part of Your World in my last video and then these 2 books really did it for me. I'm out. I feel like reading a bunch. So good job me, I guess. That's me trying and failing to read 200 pages a day for a week. 5 days. If you don't know, I do have a book club. It'll be linked in the description. It's over on Fable. We are currently choosing our book to read in April. Other than that, I hopefully will see you next time. Bye! Thanks for watching.